Hello everyone and welcome. Today we'll be taking a look at a professional match. And I dare I say not a professional match, the professional match, as I introduce here in the upper right corner the blue Zerg, a champion you all know, hopefully love. It is Serral. And the Terran opponent landing into the bottom left here, one of the few in the world that can make that predecessor bleed. It is Clem, the Sword of Terran, up against the Finisher. Such great titles abound as we start this game here on the map Radisat Station, which I'm equally excited to be taking a look at. I could have said, you know what, I'm gonna just cast this match because it's Serral versus Clem. It doesn't get too much better than that. I mean, maybe if we throw in somebody whose name starts with the letter M somewhere, we might start to have an argument, but either way, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be good. Hopefully things work out well. I'm equally excited, honestly, to see this map because I really feel like I haven't gotten to see too many matches on it. I think it's in that strange category for most players. They're not interested in going after that. They don't want to play that. So, why would I want to be dealing with all of these map-related shenanigans? We got ramps, we got towers. Look at this mess. Don't even want to have to think about that. You think, okay, rocks, fine, debris, sure. Minerals, too? God. The creativity of the map makers showing themselves. And Clem's opening this up with a very quick third CC. Macro TVZ play. Overlord somehow on the low ground compared to the Marine here. Gonna be dealing with that as the Reaper debates, jumping right past the Queen, helping the Queen feel like it's the good old days with that grenade. Get back up in the air like in the Great Brood War. Not anymore, sadly. Alas. Queen's grounded for too long. Better luck next round. Better luck next time. We shall see. Stim coming out. So we're stopping after just two Hellions. What is this, Clem? No standardized 6 Hellion. The Queen's already here for the defense. Oh no, Clem, I don't think I would test this, really. And I don't think this is a good idea. Clem's thinking about it. At least maybe trying to help stop that creep spread. Keep that creep tumor at bay. The Overlord looks like it's going to meet a very unfortunate demise. R.I.P. Rest in pieces, Overlord. The Queen's stepping a little far out here. Not too far off the creep, though. Just trying to protect those precious tumors. No, Clem? No. What are you... Really? The Queens were still there. Oh my... And only one Hellion lives to tell the tale. What's going on here, hunting Overlords, it looks like? Very well. Clem losing. One Hellion, one Reaper. Not game ending, of course. Not disaster. I feel like Serral kind of baited him into that, though. Leaving some of the Queens over here out of attack range. Backing the others up. Keeping those Lings at the ready. I think Serral got him. I think Serral did that very well here. We got the medevac drop, Stim finishing up, a Roach Warren behind this for Serral though. Layer's about to finish up. Those medevacs. We're not. Okay. This one might go to a late game. It better go to a late game. I demand to see a late game between these two, as what I signed up for. Serral going for roaches initially. I'm gonna call that an interesting choice. Not something I would have initially expected from the finisher. Hellion quickly denied some scouting. Does get to see this 4th base going down for Serral, though. The Marines still not actually going anywhere. Combat Shields is about halfway done. Maybe that's what Clem's waiting for. We have Widow Mines on the way, too. Clem perhaps expecting that Ling Bane typically seen. Gonna spot that Roach Warren, though, and sees the Roach Warren a-wiggling, too. Which means it's gonna be roaches. See an infestation pit, Baneling nest still being made behind this. That infestation pit, that feels a little quick. Oh my, really? It's a quick hive. Okay, here I was thinking it was actually infestors. No, so Serral's up to something here. Something's not quite kosher, I think, in terms of a standard build here. Roach is going to spot the group of Marines. I do think this is enough Marines to at least give the Roaches pause. Oh, Queen support, though. That means these Roaches have got it. Clem perhaps trying to just bait Serral off the creep there. Serral not quite taking it, though, not wanting to commit. Seeing the production come online for the Terran. 1-1's about to finish up. Seeing that 1-1 on the way for the Zerg as well. +1 armor is going to be done quite a bit quicker. Clem gets the drone, denies that hatchery. The Roaches will defend. Transfuses. Were those transfuses really necessary, Serral? Oh, either way, Clem going to just completely avoid, negate the debris and minerals here. Serral not open, not vulnerable in the slightest. Will take no damage so far. How are our losses? Minimal across the board. Nobody's really wanted to commit anything quite yet. Serral. Man after my own heart here, using the quick hive at the 8-minute mark to get out 2 Vipers and an Ultralisk Cavern on the way. Queens forcing the medevac to pick up, leaving the mine burrowed. I love that. Testing the waters of the natural. The natury, excuse me, of course. The Ultra Cavern's going to finish up. The Vipers here going to drink from their green-colored straws tethered to that hive. So it's the hive that birthed me. I might as well take a drink from it. Say thank you. Where the rest of us are like, I'm not sure that's really how you say thank you. But who am I to proclaim Zerg customs? Who are we to know for sure? Maybe it is a thank you. Clem spots the hive. Did you get the Ultra Cavern? With that too, we'll find out in a minute. Serral's gonna force that pickup. I gotta know. He did get the Ultra Cavern. Oh my word. Lings denying drop over here. Serral holding the defense. The first of the siege tanks come across, but there's already 2 Vipers. Where are they? They're moving around. They're flying around. Clem setting up a position here. I like this spot for the siege tanks here. Roaches, Lings, and Banes from the right side. Not wanting to step too far off of the creep here. Serral's bringing the rest to bear. Ultra's on the way. Not going to be here quickly, though. The Viper's flying overhead, abducts onto the siege tanks, and the Bane's going to connect onto the Marines. Oh, it's an absolute slaughter till those Terran reinforcements show up. The Roaches have to back up. All of the Banelings expended. The Vipers using their energy on those abducts will get rid of the siege tanks, but that means that the rest of the Zerg forces are kind of left to fend for themselves against these Marines. And Marines, as we know, very strong. Serral cleaning up those Widow Mines, the first of the Ultralisks. Slightly less Ultra, of course. 12.5% less Ultra. Still very powerful, though. Same power, less chassis, shall we say. Small package, great item, yes. Marines holding the high ground here. Ultra going to be stuck behind most of these other Zerg units. The Roaches will force those Marines to be picked up. I see vehicle plating on the way. What are we... We're making Cyclones. Okay. I'm on board. I'm here. What we got going on here? A Widow Mine drop, killing 4 drones so far. Looks like it is not going to really get anything else, though. Okay. Anabolic synthesis, that ultralisk movement speed, gonna... Why not? Okay. These are ultralisk, too. The triple ultra drop. 7 dropper lords. Alright, we'll just keep an eye on that. It looks like Serral's trying to set up that 1-2 punch. How is Clem going to respond? I don't think Clem is even really aware of this. Depending on that sensor tower to show the impending doom, the forces will be deflected there. The Widow Mine tries to stop the Overlords. It is not nearly enough power, though. Liberator gonna set up shop here. The Lings trying to get to the bio. The SCVs are gonna be pulled. 7 of them dying so far, though. The Ultra, oh my god, did you just burrow? Really? Okay. Well, that's unfortunately not going to work at all. The rest of the ground forces will help to deny some more mining, though. And burrowing the Zergling. Serral just trying to be as annoying as possible here. Clem hogging up nearly a third of my screen with the production tab. Here we see the Liberator range 3-3 on the win. Terran production in full swing here. Bio drop in the top of the map. The Queen's the first to fall, and the Banes will connect with the bio. Everything gone. Total loss claimed on the Terran forces here. There's ghosts. The 2. They're not together, though. Only 1 per force. Of course, you can only have 1 per control group, or else they start to give each other orders, and that's just a whole psychic disaster. The rest of the force is able to stem tight the Zerg army just well enough. I really like the addition of the Ultras. I must say, it feels a little rare to see Ultras come out like this. The 8-minute high for Viper Ultra. Going well so far. Resources lost in favor of the Terran, but Serral's holding on too. Advanced Ballistics gonna finish up for the 2 Liberators out on the map, which one of them's denying the mining, denying larva production there for Serral, which is certainly annoying. Spore Crawlers are all around though, which means it won't be superior forever. The Spore Crawler just might have to do a bit of chasing. Queen's gonna be pulled way over here. They should be able to reach that. Oh yeah. Serral's gonna commit an excellent fungal onto the Terran army. Start to roll forward. The Banes trying to get the connections as best they can. I think the Ultra is proving a bit more hungry though. Able to keep up. Had to talk about it. I had to compliment the Ultra. Another great fungal growth, holding most of the bio army in place. The Bane's gonna have some successful connections and more spellcasters on the way. The Bane's rolling into Marauders, not the ideal pick, but we're not here for perfection. We're here for progress. And lots of free Widow Mine shots, apparently. Rest of the army replaced. Still have the Dropper Lords that are just kind of sprinkled about now. We got a cluster right here, turning them into an Overseer. Intriguing choice. Oh, really? The new Medevac upgrade, yes. Interesting, okay. I'm curious to see. If you were to ask me what it is, I would have to say... I want to say it was energy regeneration, yeah. Clem's got all of these Medevacs that have just barely more health than energy at this point. Liberator still being highly annoying, it would seem. 6 kills on this one. No, I'm sorry, 5 kills over here. So, Clem doing a good job being annoying. Those Liberators definitely a nuisance for the Zerg, having to make Corruptors just to deal with them. Those advanced ballistics coming into play. You thought those Liberators were for the army. Nonsense. Not when there's drones to be slaughtered. Ghost, do they have cloak? There's no ghost cloak. Huh. Clem not wanting to get ghost cloak just yet. Not wanting to commit the resources to the ghost, the planetary takes a nice shot on the banelings before it falls. Really? Liberators still being cleaned up. 7 kills over there. The Ultralisk gonna take out its anger and fury on that missile turret, which will fall. Good job, Ultralisk. Trade out an Ultra for a turret. Why not? This is the most annoying Liberators for the Terran. Very nicely done. Absolutely great. Drones to SCVs killed, actually relatively even. However, our resources lost also rather terrifyingly even. Neither of these players. I feel like Liberator shots versus Zerglings kind of meets that definition of iconic overkill. The Liberator, is it upgraded? No, it's not. So it's doing like 75 damage a shot. Completely annihilating that poor Zergling. Excellent Widow Mind trade. Serral coming in from multiple sides here. Going to try and get the surround on the bio. Looks like the bottom group going to fail though, which means the Terran forces able to retreat enough, able to kite back. Liberators. Still liberating those larvae from existence, it would seem. Clem. 8 health medevac. They officially have more energy than health, yes. Picking up some injured units as well. Taking over the watchtower. Serral seems to be favoring a lot of Ultra, Lingbane spellcasters, Vipers and Infestors, which just sounds like an absolute nightmare to try and get to work together. Have you ever managed a daycare filled with all of it? We got Ravagers in the mix too. God. 8 p.m. Can we see this? Really? Clem's almost packing as much as Serral, which is just terrifying. You think Zerg macro tends to propel them a little bit higher. Clem says, hold my beer. I don't know. Does Clem drink beer? Hold my iced beverage, probably. We'll go with that just to be safe. Multiple attack upgrades on the way. Serral actually investing in the air attack, which is going to be a little helpful trying to deal with all of these drops. The Corruptors keep having to deal with the Liberators, deal with the Medevacs. The ground force is doing a decent job trying to keep the Terran on the Terran side of the map, which sometimes feels like a Herculean labor, doesn't it? Snipe on the Infestor. Ignatius the Infestor left out in the wind, left out to dry. More Liberators on the way. Clem has been having tremendous success with the Liberator harassment. I can agree. I'm a little nervous though, just thinking about the main attack. Serral's been pretty strong in the main ground force side of things here. The harassment in favor of Clem though. The bank. Look at the banks right now. My god. A Zerg bank coming in handy. Clem, I don't know. The harassment feels like it's going really well. Able to find some damage. Keeping Serral at a very healthy drone count of 82. Yeah. Unfortunately though, just not quite able to seal the deal on most of these bases yet. Perhaps some nuclear missiles are what we need. Get the Ghosts, their cloak upgrade. There we go. I think they did get it. Excellent. Liberator gonna deny a little bit of mining. Corruptor already in place though, which means it will be cleaned up eventually. The Ghosts choosing not to cloak. Liberators, Parasitic Bomb, Ravager, Bile, 13 SCVs have fallen. The base was not even lifted, which means it won't die, but it certainly is feeling a bit bruised, a bit emotionally scarred. 58 more Zerglings on the way. Was that all of your larvae? No, of course not. Excellent fungal growth. The Ling's gonna try and get a wrap around. The Liberators helping out from up top. Parasitic Bomb goes out yet again, opting to Ravager Bile down the Liberators. The Ling's gonna try and get the rest of the Terran forces up here. Clem swinging back, drop attempt, not gonna work out very well yet though. The Liberators, I love it. The Orbital Command is just focusing on commanding right now. Another solid fungal as the ground forces get another surround. The Liberators trying to help out as best they can. The Ravager Biles, Corruptors, and Parasitic Bombs all trying to work together. Keep that Liberator count down. Clem uncaring though, still trying to pump them out 3 at a time. And they have been working out pretty well. That won't work. They won't shoot the Spore Crawler. Yeah, there you go. Just be annoying. Just be really rude. The amount of drones that have been liberated from existence this game. Over 50 already, although Serral taking out quite a few SCVs at the same time. Clem really needs something. He needs to get a decent main army together. I feel like it's time. It's past time. We'll be honest here. It's past time for a mech transition. We need that solid primary army that is just getting to that cost-effective state. We need ghosts, we need siege tanks, we need anything at this point. Liberators, yeah, ghost, liberator, siege tank, I'd love it. The Ultras, doing better than I initially expected them to. Ooh, losing something there. Infestor at the Watchtower, the Corruptors, the switch into Corruptors, 7 of them able to help deal with the Liberators. Clem feeling a little desperate perhaps. The Ghost pushing a bit far forward. Decent EMP onto those Overseers, but most of the Overseers don't matter, do they? Liberator denying some larva, taking a shot at the Ultralisk. Serral tries to come in from multiple angles again. Will clean up most of the ground forces. The Liberators up top, uncontested for now though, and still getting rid of eggs, getting rid of larvae. I don't know. I don't think Clem is going to be quite able to break the position, though. The Corruptors have returned a fungal growth onto the bio. 17 drones have fallen, which is a respectable number, but look at the money again. Serral can afford to lose a few drones, can afford to have to replace it. The bases are a good target as well, but there's no medevacs here, which is very unfortunate. They will get the hatchery actually, which is helpful, and then quickly be removed from existence. Clem is just not able to replace the army like Serral can at this point. The harassment, commendable. The Liberator work has been fantastic. I feel like the real lacking issue here is that main army. It's just not cost effective up against the Zerg forces. Well, Widow Mines up against Vipers is certainly helpful. Serral trying to morph some more Banelings. Another hoorah move from Clem here. There's way too many Ultralisks though. Clem gonna have to back out, try and pick up the Ghost. The Widow Mine's not dealing with the Ultras. That works exactly as the Ultralisk prefers, of course. Ghost getting a decent snipe off. Liberator actually dealing with a couple of Queens, it looks like. The back and forth, a fungal onto the Ghost. The Baneling's gonna connect and wipe out everything. The Zerg forces reigning supreme out in the middle of the map, and Clem, lacking the funding, is going to tap out. A brutal slaughter. The harassment, the liberation that was at hand was excellent, but sadly just not enough. The Zerg forces, true to their name, will overwhelm and take the match. Very entertaining though. Absolute joy to watch. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. As always, have a great day.